Hi everyone, so I'm just back from Walker Stalker Con London. Now it's Saturday when I'm recording this, so I've just been to my first out of 2 days. Oh my god, what an amazing day. So I got there at about 8:30 because I was gold VIP, so this meant that I got let in at 9. General admission got let in at 10. So I turned up at about 8:30, went to where all the gold and VIPs were and the platinums. It all went fine. We got into the venue bang on 9 o'clock, so that was great. Went straight upstairs to Norman's queue, and this is where the kind of confusion kicks in. So I queued for Norman from 9 o'clock until I eventually met him at 11. So I was queuing for about 2 hours, even though I was gold VIP. But it was to be expected. I knew there'd be queues for him and it'd be crazy. So I was fine with it. I met some great people in the queue. 2 different people came up to me and told me that they saw my last video about tips, which is mind-blowing. I can't believe anybody would watch it, let alone notice me. I was outside the hotel having a smoke on the Friday when I arrived, and some random guy just was like, "I saw your video, I'm going now to pick up my passes, goodbye." I was like, goodbye. And then today I met a girl in the queue and she was lovely, and she was saying she saw the video as well, and I stuck with her and another guy that I became friends with behind me in Norman's queue. We kind of stayed together, and then we all just kind of got split up after we met Norman. So if you're watching this, it was great to meet you, and I hope that you had a great rest of Saturday. So when I finally did get up to Norman, I was not expecting what happened at all. So I got up to Sean. He's the guy who kind of takes the money and, you know, deals with that kind of stuff before you meet Norman. So I got up to him and I gave him the little, I don't have any now, I'll insert some pictures because I took some yesterday, but you get small little cards and you give them to the person dealing with the money, and then you get to meet them for free. So it's included in your gold package. So I gave them to Sean, and I kind of got talking to him a little bit because he has his iPod in the background playing music, and I've heard them play 30 Seconds to Mars before, which are my favourite band. So I was kind of talking away to him about music and stuff, and that was great. And then it was my turn to meet Norman. I've been waiting for this day for so long that I thought it would never come, and then there he is, looking up at me, all Ray-Bans and baseball caps, and oh my god. So I went to hand him, like, I had like because I got a photo for my brother signed, and I got, where is it? I got a photo for my brother signed and I got a photo for me signed, so I had 2. I got one for free because of my pass, and I paid for the other one. So I had the 2 in my hand and I handed them out to him, but my hands were shaking so bad because I'm just going to be honest, I love him so much. So I handed it out to him and my hands were shaking, and he kind of looked up at me and he's like, "Hey, how are you?" And he knew I was nervous, and he put his hands across the table and he took both of my hands like in his, and he was like, "You okay?" And like, I wasn't crying or anything, I was just shaking and I couldn't stop. So I was just like, I'm fine, I'm just nervous. I'm trying not to be. And he was just kind of laughing. So then he asked me who was he making the autographs out to. So I told him one was for my brother. I'll insert pictures again because I'm not going to get up and go up close to the camera because I'm tired. So I got one for my brother. It says "To Sam" and then his autograph. We got talking a bit about my brother. I was saying, "Oh, he's 11, he thinks you're awesome," and whatnot. And then he signed mine. Again, I'll insert the pictures in editing or whatever it's called. But so he signed mine, and then I just said to him, like, I decided to be honest. I was just like, I had a really tough year last year, probably one of the worst years of my life. And I said, and you got me through it completely. And he was kind of shocked. I thought he would have heard, you know, nicer stories than that. But he seemed shocked, and he kind of went, "Oh, come here, cutie." And he stood up and he gave me a hug. Now, if I'd asked for a hug, it would have been okay, but I wasn't prepared for it. I wasn't ready for it. Oh my god, I nearly had a heart attack. So he gave me the hug and he sat back down. And then I had a present for him. I'll insert a picture. I got a t-shirt saying "Straight Edge," which is a t-shirt of his favourite band. His favourite band is a band called Minor Threat. So I got this t-shirt made for him and I gave it to him, and he opened it up and I was like, do you know what it is? He was like, yeah, of course I do. It means no drinking, no smoking, living straight edge. It's minor threat, right? And I was like, yeah, it is. And then I said to him, you know, I know that you had a minor threat t-shirt, but a girl bit you when you were wearing it, so you're probably not going to wear that one anymore. And he was like, no, I love that shirt. I've had that since high school and I ain't throwing it out. And I was like, but she bit you? And he was like, so? He's funny in real life, he is. So then after I gave him the present, he was like, oh my god, you're so sweet. And he stood up and he hugged me again. And my hands were still shaking so bad at this point. And he sat back down and he held my hands and he was like, what did he say? He just kind of sat back, he looked at me and he was like, you're so fucking adorable. Now, I swear to God, I am not lying about this. He literally said, you're so fucking adorable. And I just kind of looked at him and I was like, no, I'm not, I'm just nervous. And he was like, no, you are so adorable. Hearing Norman Reedus call me cutie, adorable, in the one like meeting, it was too much for me. I couldn't handle it. I played it cool and I was just like, oh my god, thank you, and thank you so much for coming. It's amazing that you're here. And you know, we said our goodbyes and then I left. Now it was when I left the table that it hit me that I had met Norman. It had happened. Cutie called me adorable. That is a thing that happened. I hugged him twice. He held my hand for the entire time that I was standing at his table. My hands were shaking so I'm a really nervous person anyway. My hands were shaking so bad when I was standing in front of him that he held one of my hands in his as he used his other hand to kind of make out the autographs to me and my brother. So as I was walking away from his table, I had to walk past the rest of the queue. Now the queue was crazy. Again, I filmed it, I'll insert it here. So when I was walking away from the table, I had to pass the whole queue and I started like crying hysterically. I couldn't help it. I held it together as I was at his table, but as I walked away I just started crying so bad and then I couldn't stop. It was just kind of the quiet kind of crying where your whole face is just wet and there's just tears everywhere. And then I met up with my dad. He was waiting for me. He actually filmed me meet Norman, but it was from like really far away. So I'll insert like bits of it because it's really hazy and you can't hear anything. But he filmed me hugging him, and that just makes it so much more real to me. You know, that he filmed it and I can look at it and go, yeah, it happened. I'm not imagining it, it happened. So as I went up to my dad was kind of shell-shocked because I left him that morning like, I can't wait to meet Norman. And then the next time he saw me, I had mascara streaked down my face. So my dad was like, ooh, we should go sit down. But by that point, I had a photo up from Melissa and I missed it because I was in Norman's queue. But Norman, the whole reason I went to Walk a Stalker was for Norman, so I just didn't go to Melissa's photo op. And I do feel bad and I did want to meet her, but Norman is the most important thing about this weekend to me. So I was just like, nah, I'm not leaving this queue. So then after I met Norman, Sean Patrick Flannery was kind of like right across the way from Norman. So I decided I'll go meet Sean now. So I queued up with my Gold VIP pass, went straight in to meet him, and I went up to him. I got him to sign a picture. Do I have it here? Yeah. It's that one. It's his Twitter. It was his Twitter profile picture. So if you can't see it again, I'm going to insert the pictures. So I went up to Sean, and he said, hey, and the first thing I said to him was, you probably don't know me, but you follow me on Twitter. And he kind of looked at me and he went, Katie O'Shaughnessy. He knew my name. Sean Patrick Flannery knew that my name goes with me. Like he knew that I was the me that he follows on Twitter. So I was kind of like, yeah, that's me. And he was like, yeah, hey, how are you? And I was like, how did you know that that was me? And he was like, it's a steel fucking trap. So I was kind of laughing at that. And then he asked me who was he making the picture out to, and he signed it. And I don't know if I took a picture of it before I left home. I think I did, and if I did, I'll look for it and I'll insert it here. But Sean Patrick Flannery's last name, Flannery, comes from Ireland. It's an Irish surname. His name actually originated in my city. Where I'm from, that's where his name originates from. So I drew out his family crest, like his family coat of arms, and I put down some bullet points about his name and stuff, and I framed it, and I gave it to him, and I was not expecting the reaction that I got. Like, he was full on gobsmacked. He was like, "Is this my name?" And I was just like, "Yeah, it's all about your name and your crest and what your family motto is." And he was like, "I didn't even know that I had a family crest. I'd never seen it before." And he really liked it, and I'm so happy he liked it, because I worked for ages on that little piece, and I didn't think he'd like it, but he did. And then after I gave him the picture, he put it down on the table to one side, and it was time to take the selfie. So my dad was standing near me, and his phone is better quality than my phone, so my dad handed my phone to Sean and was like, "Use my phone because it's better than hers." So Sean was like, "Yeah, of course." So he took the phone and he took a selfie, but there was like a gap between our heads. I'll insert it here. There's a gap between our heads. So then he took another picture, and then he took another one, and then he put his hand up onto my head and like pushed my cheek against his and took a picture, because like the gap between us was too far that he physically pushed my head against his. I honestly, like, I can't believe how nice he was, and that I met him. I mean, like, he's so nice on Twitter, he's lovely, but if you like him, you have to meet him in person. You can't get a feel for what he's like until you meet him. He will go out of his way to be nice to you. He was like, apart from Norman, because I couldn't believe how nice Norman was, apart from Norman, I would say Sean is the nicest person, the nicest celebrity that I've ever met, ever, bar none. So then after I took the selfie with him, he turned around and he gave me a hug, and he was like, "Thank you so much for my family crest," and he said something else, and then he gave me a hug, and he said, "It's so nice to finally meet you." And I was just like, what? It's so nice to finally meet you. I have, like, what? So then after Sean, what did I do? After Sean, I just kind of walked around the venue with my dad, and we got food. We checked out the stalls because I hadn't seen any of the stalls, because I'd been upstairs on the second level, which is where Norman, Melissa, Sean-Patrick Flannery and David Della Rocco were signing. I'd been up on that level since we got in at 9 o'clock, and at this point it was about 1:45. So I checked out some of the stalls, got something to eat. What did I do in between that? I did something else. Oh yeah, my brother is a massive comic book fan, and he wants to be a comic book artist when he gets older. So he asked me, "Could you please get something signed by Charlie Adlard, who's the pencil artist for The Walking Dead?" So I said, "I'll queue up, I'll try and get," I bought a comic, Walking Dead comic, and I was like, "I'll try and get it signed by him, you know, hopefully I will." So I queued up, and when I got to the table, I found out that you can get Charlie to do a sketch for you. So that means he will draw a sketch in front of you, like, while you're standing there. So I was blown away by this concept, and I was like, yeah, let's do that instead of the autograph. So I have it in here with two other things. It's, again, I'll insert a picture, like a close-up. It's a zombie face with to Sam, which is my brother's name, above it, and then underneath it he signed it, and I thought that was so cool. Then I went and I met David Della Rocco. He plays Rocco in the Boondock Saints. He's so funny. He was so jet lagged though. He was really tired after the flight, because from America to here it's like a 6-hour flight, but I think there's a 7-hour time difference. He was so tired and all over the place, but he was really nice and he was really funny. Again, I'll put the close-up in the thing. And then last of the day I met Chad Coleman, who played Tyrese. Now everyone was saying he was so nice, so I thought, ooh, I'll go meet him before I leave. Be cool. So you can't see it because it's covered, but I'll insert a picture. He was so nice. I just used one of my free autograph passes for Tyrese. And when I got up to the table, he was really nice, and I was like, do you like Walker Stalker England? Like, how you find in London? And he was like, oh, it's so great, like, I love being over here, we love doing things like this for the fans, you know, you make the show what it is. And before I left, he called me beautiful. He said something to me and he was like, "You're so beautiful." And it just sounds so cocky saying out loud, but I swear to God he said it to me, because I stopped, I was walking away from him and I turned around to him and he just kind of smiled at me, and I was like, what? Because now I'm a really self-conscious person, like naturally, and it took me forever to get ready this morning because I wanted to look good. Having Norman look me up and down and call me adorable and cutie, and then having Sean be so nice, and then having fucking Chad Coleman tell me that I was beautiful. Today made me feel so good. Like, it made me feel like I could do anything in the world. So yeah, it's Saturday night and I don't know what time it is because there is no clock anywhere in here. I'm in my hotel room at the moment. I don't know where my phone is because I just dropped everything when I came in the door because I'm so tired. I've been up since 6 a.m. getting everything ready and getting to the venue and preparing for everything. I think it's about 7:30, 8 maybe. I think probably about 8 o'clock at this point now. So today I met Norman at his autograph table. I got his autograph. Boom. I then went over and met Sean and got his autograph and a photo. Then I went for... what did I do next? Oh yeah. Then I went for my photo op with Norman, which was then. And then I got Chad's autograph and I got David Della Rocco's autograph. So I met 4 different people today, which was really good considering I met Norman. I mean, Norman's queue, there was one point where I thought I'm actually not going to meet him today. These queues are going to go on forever. I was really worried, and then I got so much done. Oh, and I met Charlie Adler. I forgot about that. I got so much done in one day. 5 people in one day. And then tomorrow I'm meeting Andy at 10:20. I have a photo up with Andy, and I'm going to bring my dad into the photo with me because he loves The Walking Dead, and you can get 2 adults in a photo, so why not? So I'm meeting Andy tomorrow morning. Then I'm hoping to meet David Morrissey at his autograph table. And then sometime around 1 I have the Boondock Saints duo photo up. I honestly don't know how I'm going to deal. I mean, I adore Sean and I adore Norman so much that having both of them side by side is just going to make my brain melt out my ears. I know it. And then after the Boondock duo, I'm kind of free, so the convention's not till 5, but I've kind of met everyone that I want to meet. So apart from Greg Nicotero, so I'll probably queue up after the Boondock duo and meet Greg Nicotero. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So far, it's going so smooth. I've met 5 people in one day. Like, I wasn't expecting to get, like, realistically, I said before, in my last video, I said that I'd be lucky if I got to meet 6 people. I've met 5 and it's been one day. Tomorrow I'm going to meet Andy, Norman, Sean Patrick Flannery, hopefully David Morrissey and Greg Nicotero. That's like 11 people. 11 people? I don't know, I can't do maths right now. That's like 11 people in 2 days. That is amazing. Yeah, so that's it for Saturday night. I will make another vlog and kind of mash it together with this one tomorrow on the Sunday. Now the Sunday went. Fingers crossed it all goes good, and if it goes half as good as today, I will be happy. There's my gold VIP pass. It's cool, and the back of it then is just plain. And then we got these kind of gold wristbands because I had the gold package. I don't know how these work. Nobody checked them today. Like, not once did anybody look at my wrist. They were always looking for the pass. And like, I don't know. Still, it's cool.